Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Government House. My name is Hugh Borroman. I'm the official secretary to Her Excellency the Governor, and I'll be the Master of Ceremonies today. Today is the first of 6 ceremonies to present Australian honours, most of which were announced on Australia Day earlier this year. As we start, could I please ask that you ensure your mobile phones are turned to silent? Could we please ask that there's no photography during the ceremony? We do have an official photographer, and after the ceremony you're more than welcome to take photos in here or anywhere else in the house. The event is being live streamed and will remain on our website so that you can view it later or view it with family and friends who are unable to be here. Before we go any further, can I please ask you to join me in thanking the Royal Australian Navy Band for their support today. I will now announce the arrival of the official party. They are the Honourable Dr Susan Close, MP, Deputy Premier, representing the Premier, the Honourable David Spears, MP, Leader of the Opposition, Commander Tony Ryder, ADC RAN, Commanding Officer HMS Encounter, Navy Headquarters South Australia, Brigadier Timothy Orders, Army Area Representative, South Australia, Royal Australian Army, Air Commodore Adrian Meso AM, Senior Australian Defence Force Officer Edinburgh Precinct, and Commissioner Grant Stevens APM, Commissioner of the South Australian Police. Can I now ask you, if you are able, please, to be upstanding for the arrival of Her Excellency the Governor and Mr Bunton, and to remain standing for the playing of the Vice-Regal Salute. Please be seated.
Gana Borgana Alia, Gana Miana Alia, Yaichi Miana Alia, Kumatana Yartananku. I acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Ghana people, and I pay my respects to the elders. Rod and I welcome you most warmly this morning to Government House. I know for some of you it'll be the first time that you're here. For others, you've been before and you feel quite comfortable. I really do want everyone to feel that they can put themselves at ease. It's a special day, it's a day of celebration, but we really most of all want you to enjoy it, because this house is a house for all South Australians. I want to start by congratulating the recipients of the awards that I'm going to be making today, that I'm going to be investing you with your insignia. For most of you, those awards were announced in the Australia Day Honours List, but there are a small number whose awards were announced in the very first, for a very long time anyway, King's Birthday Honours List last year. I also want to acknowledge here in the audience the people who are most special to you, the people you love most, the people who have helped you do what it is that we're recognising today. And for you, I hope it will be a memorable and enjoyable day. Enjoyable not only because of the person you're here for and whose service and achievements you know so well, but in the course of the morning you will come to hear about everybody else as well, and their achievements, their service, the things we recognise in the Order of Australia as exceptional and outstanding, will be something that you will find quite extraordinary, I think. We recognise extraordinary in all sorts of ways, through the recipients, through all of you, but we also have here today the Deputy Premier representing the Premier, the Leader of the Opposition, the Service Chiefs and SAPOL Commissioner, and a couple of people who may not be as well known to you but are vital to all of this. And I want to acknowledge Rick Morris, who is South Australia's a representative for the Council for the Order of Australia, and also Tony Metcalf OAM, who is chair of the Order of Australia Association in South Australia. It's extraordinary too because most recipients don't seek recognition. In fact, they're often surprised to see themselves acknowledged in this way. And in every one of these investiture ceremonies that I've conducted over the last 2.5 years, there have always been those who recount receiving an email from the Honours Secretariat, assuming that it must be some kind of phishing exercise or hoax, and they delete it. Some of them even consult their partners, and their partners agree it can't possibly be true either, and they delete it. So if that's you, please don't feel embarrassed by it. I think it's a part of the way we are, and I'm just glad that common sense prevailed and that you are here. I do, though, want to encourage on that point all of you to think about possibly nominating someone else you know, someone worthy of an award, because the recipients this morning are only here because an Australian chose to nominate them. And there are many, many other Australians, including here in South Australia, who are worthy of this sort of recognition. A final word to the recipients, can I please encourage you to wear your insignia? I wear my pin every day, except when I'm where I know I'm going to be gardening. I wear this on official occasions such as this, and in the evening, when I'm wearing evening wear and the occasion requires it, I wear my miniatures as well. So I think the service personnel know and understand that, but civilians find it a little harder to do, and I please want to encourage you to do it. I look forward to seeing you wearing it next time I see you. Now, Official Secretary, over to you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, the following recipient has been appointed an officer in the General Division of the Order of Australia. Professor Sarah Ann Robertson is recognised for distinguished service to medical research, particularly reproductive biology and immunology, and to professional societies. Professor Robertson's work has deeply impacted our understanding of the early life origins of child health, including how events at the time of conception can affect pregnancy and fetal development. In her groundbreaking research, Professor Robertson has uncovered the pivotal role that the maternal immune system has in pregnancy success. Her work has demonstrated that factors such as diet, stress, and exposure to toxins have lasting effects on the reproductive system. By unravelling these early life origins, Professor Robertson has paved the way for targeted interventions aimed at promoting optimal reproductive health and preventing adverse outcomes. She continues to work to develop biologically rational approaches for managing unexplained infertility and common pregnancy disorders. Professor Robertson serves in professional roles for the National Health and Medical Research Council of Australia, the Australian Research Council, and the Channel 7 Children's Research Foundation. She also collaborates extensively with colleagues in Australia and around the world, and has supervised 30 PhD students and 39 honours students. Professor Sarah Ann Robertson. Your Excellency, the following recipient has been appointed a member in the General Division of the Order of Australia. Ms. Carman Anne Garcia is recognised for significant service to the multicultural community through diversity and inclusion advocacy and programs. Ms. Garcia has been at the forefront of advocating for diversity and inclusion in the community. During her tenure as the Director of Multicultural Youth SA, she has pioneered programs on fostering education, leadership development, and community engagement. Through workshops, mentorship initiatives, and cultural exchange programs, Ms. Garcia provides a platform for young people to explore their identities, build confidence, and forge meaningful connections within their communities. She has been a tireless champion for the Filipino diaspora, ensuring that their contributions to our state are recognised and celebrated. From organising Filipino food festivals to advocating for the rights of migrants, Ms. Garcia has helped foster unity and solidarity among diverse communities. As the Managing Director of Community Corporate, Ms. Garcia has continued her advocacy for diversity and inclusion on a broader scale. Through collaborative partnerships with government agencies, non-profit organisations and corporate entities, Ms. Garcia has expanded the reach and impact of programs aimed at promoting multicultural engagement and intercultural understanding. Ms. Carman Anne Garcia. Your Excellency, the following recipient has been awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Warrant Officer Martin James Miller is recognised for outstanding achievement in the training, deployment and technical leadership of the maintenance workforce for the Royal Australian Air Force Maritime Patrol Capability. Warrant Officer Miller's remarkable leadership, professionalism and devotion was fundamental to effectively transitioning the AP3C Orion to the P8A Poseidon capability over a period of 4 years. He applied his extensive technical knowledge to identify and implement the workforce models required to meet the highly nuanced maintenance needs of each aircraft type, therefore ensuring the continued support of the AP3C and the early achievement of P8A operational capability. His inspirational devotion to duty and outstanding professional skill produced transformational change within No. 11 Squadron Maintenance. His exceptional performance across numerous postings has indelibly strengthened the Australian Maritime Patrol capability. Warrant Officer Martin James Miller. Your Excellency, the following recipients have been awarded the Australian Police Medal. Chief Superintendent Yvette June Clark is recognised for distinguished service to the community within the South Australia Police. Chief Superintendent Clark has served SAPOL with distinction, dedication and professionalism. Since joining in 1980, she has gained extensive expertise in counter-terrorism and forensic science. Serving as the officer in charge of State Protective Security Branch and Forensic Services Branch for extended periods, she developed sound policy and procedures to assist and guide SAPOL and other jurisdictions in these disciplines. As officer in charge of the Forensic Services Branch, she developed and implemented the evidence desk and centralised crime scene investigation structure, leading to improved efficiencies and procedures. She has undertaken roles across all facets of the organisation, including regional areas, and is an outstanding role model for women in policing, actively developing aspiring leaders. The development of policy and operating procedures was central to SAPOL's successful transition to the district policing model. She also developed the Missing Person Response Team pilot, now adopted across all metropolitan districts. Chief Superintendent Yvette June Clark. Detective Chief Inspector Brett Martin Featherby is recognised for distinguished service to the community within the South Australia Police. Detective Chief Inspector Featherby is a leading Australian authority on outlaw motorcycle gangs. He is recognised as one of only 5 experts in Australian law enforcement able to give evidence about OMC culture, operations and membership. His commitment to the Crime Gangs Task Force has significantly contributed to SAPOL being recognised as a national leader in policing outlaw motorcycle gangs. Since 2021, he has led Operation Southern, a significant organised crime investigation established after a series of brutal, unsolved murders. So far, it has resulted in more than 80 apprehensions. Drawing on his former experience as a patrol officer and detective since joining SAPOL in 1990, he is renowned as an outstanding leader with his accomplishments underpinning his dedicated and exemplary service. Detective Chief Inspector Brett Martin Featherby. Senior Sergeant First Class Darren Craig McHugh is recognised for distinguished service to the community within the South Australia Police. Senior Sergeant First Class McHugh is renowned as an accomplished leader of operational police, serving the South Australian community with dedication and professionalism over a distinguished 35-year career. As the Elizabeth Operations Manager, he leads a dynamic team of frontline officers in arguably one of the state's busiest and most demanding patrol areas. He has been instrumental in mentoring, developing and leading staff through numerous emergencies and hazardous undertakings, including the Samson Flat bushfires, the Virginia floods and a major industrial oil warehouse fire in Wingfield. He also coordinated Northern District's COVID-19 pandemic response. An excellent communicator who is renowned for being humble, loyal, hardworking and caring, his leadership and work for the community inspires and motivates others to be their best. Senior Sergeant First Class Darren Craig McHugh. Your Excellency, the following recipients have been awarded the medal in the General Division of the Order of Australia. Mr. Craig James Caldicott is recognised for service to surf life-saving and to the law. For more than 4 decades, Mr. Caldicott has been equally at home in the criminal law courts as he is at the beach contributing to surf life-saving. Highly regarded for his community service, he has dedicated more than 50 years to surf life-saving and received numerous awards, including life memberships and elevation to the Hall of Fame. He has devoted countless hours to the Brighton Surf Life-Saving Club, as well as its state and national surf life-saving bodies as a former competitor and patroller, president, board member, trainer, and honorary legal advisor to Surf Life-Saving South Australia. In his professional life, as part of his legal practice, he has had dealings with Scotland Yard, the FBI, the Ukrainian government, as well as federal and local authorities. Among his high-profile court cases, he was the instructing solicitor in the successful defence of Ivan Plukovich, the first war crimes case to be heard in Australia. He is also recognised for his service in leadership roles with the Law Society and Legal Services Commission. Mr. Craig James Caldicott. Dr. Margaret Anne Folkard is recognised for service to mnemonics and to the community. When Dr. Folkard was at school, she wanted to do all the subjects that the girls were not allowed to do, such as woodwork and metalwork. As an adult, she became a physicist, but eventually pursued her early dream, undertaking a 4-year apprenticeship in fitting and turning. During this apprenticeship, Dr. Folkard delved into the making of sundials to create a gift for a friend. Dr. Folkard's tireless dedication to mnemonics, the study of sundials, has led to her deep contemplation of the ways in which we measure time. As the co-director and co-founder of Sundials Australia, Dr. Folkard has been instrumental in advancing the science and art of sundial design and construction. Her sundials, which are located interstate and across South Australia, including one on the eastern lawns of Government House, stand as testaments to her ingenuity and dedication to preserving the ancient art of time through celestial observation. Dr. Margaret Anne Folkard. Your Excellency, the following recipient has been awarded a medal in the Military Division of the Order of Australia. Mr. Grant William Riel is recognised for meritorious service in design and development of military working dog training, operational policy, and for driving best practice operational models. As a former military dog handler in the Royal Australian Air Force, Mr. Riel, then a flight sergeant, was instrumental in designing and implementing working dog training and operational policies. Through extraordinary forward-thinking and transformational leadership over almost 20 years of service, he made significant enhancements in the force protection capability. His postings included serving in the Northern Territory, Queensland, New South Wales, and finally here in South Australia. Since leaving the Air Force early last year, he is now pursuing an emergency management path as a bushfire management officer with the CFS and volunteering with Disaster Relief Australia as a resilience officer. Mr. Grant William Riel. Your Excellency, the following recipients have been awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal. Bombardier Adam James Davies Moore is recognised for meritorious achievement in advancing Army's counter-unmanned aerial system capability. Bombardier Davies Moore championed and expertly led the Australian Army's efforts to reinvigorate their counter-drone capability. This required him to develop training products and guides on how to tactically employ the equipment, working with a broad range of partner agencies. Throughout the process, he demonstrated diligence, professionalism, and the highest standards of trade skills and expertise. His focused training programs, documentation of counter-unmanned aerial systems tactics, techniques, and standard operating procedures, uncompromising fleet maintenance, and collaboration with counterparts have underpinned the advancement of a ready and capable counter-unmanned aerial system for the Australian Army and the Joint Force. His work was especially important given the rapidly evolving nature of the drone threat in the current operating environment. Bombardier Adam James Davies Moore. Warrant Officer Class 1 Benjamin James Kilgore is recognised for meritorious achievement as the Senior Enlisted Advisor and Operations Warrant Officer deployed to Headquarters Middle East on Operation Accordion from July 22 to January 23. Warrant Officer Class 1 Kilgore's exceptional professionalism, personal initiative, interpersonal skills, inspirational leadership and key leadership engagements have resulted in extraordinary achievements. These substantively contributed to the success of ADF operations in the Middle East region. Operation Accordion is the ADF support mission for all activities in the Middle East, its purpose to enable contingency planning and enhance regional relationships. His engagement with United Arab Emirates host nation staff has single-handedly created a highly influential dialogue, enhancing Australia's international relationships in the Middle East and with coalition allies and like-minded partners. Warrant Officer Class 1 Benjamin James Kilgore. Corporal McHugh Palmer is recognised for meritorious achievement as an Air Intelligence Analyst Signals at No. 87 Squadron in developing and implementing world-leading signals intelligence support to No. 81 Wing, thereby significantly improving survivability and lethality of F-35A in an enduring capacity. Corporal Palmer has pioneered the development of a key signals intelligence capability within the F-35 community, which has dramatically improved the survivability and lethality of the plane. This world-first capability will benefit the fighter community for the entire lifespan of the aircraft, providing agile and resilient pathways to establish air superiority in a changing threat environment. Corporal Palmer's achievement embodies the finest traditions of the Royal Australian Air Force. Corporal McHugh Palmer. Commander Peter Dennis Shirley is recognised for meritorious achievement in the field of Navy Combat System Engineering. Commander Shirley's dedication and commitment to Aegis Combat System Engineering for over a decade and his contribution to Navy and South Australian shipbuilding has been outstanding. This has included his contributions to the Air Warfare Destroyer project and the present Hunter-class frigate project. As engineer on the Aegis Combat System, an American integrated naval weapons system which uses computers and radars to track and guide weapons to destroy enemy targets, Commander Shirley was integral in the introduction of this key warfighting capability into the Royal Australian Navy. He demonstrated outstanding professionalism, leadership and dedication in the long-term support of the Aegis system, in particular for the Hobart-class destroyer and future Navy frigates. His efforts contributed to the maintenance and combat system readiness for operational deployment. Commander Peter Dennis Shirley. Corporal Jack Clifford Simpson is recognised for meritorious achievement in the C-17A Globemaster Workforce Training, Development and Maintenance Management for the Royal Australian Air Force. Corporal Simpson applied conspicuous technical mastery, innovation and commitment in the development and coordination of a holistic structured training continuum for No. 36 Squadron Technical Workforce. His outstanding achievements have enhanced mission success on operations and delivered remarkable and enduring efficiencies in the preparedness for deployment of aviation technicians. His efforts, tailoring the training schedule to fit more efficiently with the workforce needs of the technicians, have directly enhanced the capability and sustainability of the C-17A Globemaster within the Australian Defence Force. Corporal Jack Clifford Simpson. Your Excellency, that concludes the presentations for today.
Thank you very much, Official Secretary, and I'm sure you'll all agree with me that there's a pretty amazing group of recipients today, not just the ones you know, but everybody else. Each one of the 6 investiture ceremonies that we will hold this week and next has its own character, partly because we tend to group people who've had similar achievements together. So for those of you who are here in support of what I would describe as civilians, I think you've had a particularly rare insight this morning into some of the work undertaken by Army, Navy and Air Force in Australia and the way in which that's acknowledged. Could I ask everyone to join, because you're a wonderful group of people. Let's join together for a final time. Congratulate you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please be upstanding for the departure of Her Excellency and the official party. Can I please ask recipients to remain in the room for the official photograph and invite guests to join Her Excellency and Mr Bunton in the drawing rooms for morning tea. As I mentioned earlier, you are free to roam around the house and take photographs as you see fit. Thank you very much.